Hi, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are talking about the brand new Victoria Beckham eye wardrobe palettes. I picked up all four. I'm going to be swatching all four for you and then finishing off this full face of Victoria Beckham using the brand new eyeshadow quad Victoria. So if you're curious to hear my thoughts on these brand new eyeshadows and see how they swatch, keep watching. I thought I would start today's video by showing you all four of the brand new Victoria Beckham eyeshadow palettes. These were just released. I did pick up all four. I do think that all four palettes are very, very beautiful. So I thought I would go ahead, show you all four, swatch all four, do a few swatch comparisons, and then finish off this full face of Victoria Beckham using one of the brand new eyeshadows. So to start with, I'm going to show you the box that it comes in. So this is the box that it comes in. Now these are made in Italy. They have a 24-month shelf life. And I did purchase the refill. I purchased 4 refills, a brow gel, an eyeliner, and when the order came, I had the cases too. So I don't know if it was a promotion that she was running on the very first day because I did order them as soon as they were released. So I'm not sure if that was just a special promotion or I don't know. I don't know how I got so lucky. So I did go ahead, unbox everything, and put them in the cases. So I just have one box to show you just so you guys could see what the box is. And I will show you what all the different palettes look like. So here is the case. It's the tortoise pattern and it has Victoria Beckham on it. And this is shade Olive. Now these shadows were all named after her top selling satin cajoles. So it is recommended that with the olive eyeshadow palette that you wear the olive satin cajole. Now I do have the olive satin cajole, so when I am swatching this palette, I will swatch it up against the olive satin cajole so you guys can see how well they pair together. But I just thought that this was a beautiful, beautiful green eyeshadow palette that I think is going to be very beautiful. As I mentioned, I have already unboxed all the others, so I'm just going to open these all up and show them to you. So this is shade Victoria. I think this is probably my favorite. I think it just looks very, very wearable, very everyday. And this eyeshadow palette pairs with the Cinnamon Satin Cajole. This is Navy Noir. This is bright, you guys. These blues are so vibrant. Now, this one is said to pair best with the Navy Noir Satin Cajole. I do not have Navy Noir. However, I did just pick up the brand new Satin Cajole in Jeans. So I will swatch Jeans up against this one so you guys can see the difference. But it does say it pairs best with Navy Noir. And last is Night Flash. Now, I did wear this one the other day. I was just kind of testing out the formula. I thought it was beautiful. This one pairs best with the Night Flash Satin Cajole. I do not have Night Flash, but I have black. So we're going to swatch just the plain black up against this one so you guys can see. So those are all 4 of the new eyeshadow palettes. Now I also have 3 of her existing palettes, the ones that were discontinued. And I am swatching these palettes, talking about them. If there are any of her old previous palettes that are similar, I will show those to you as well. So I am going to roll on my sleeve and I'm going to start with Victoria. I really do think that this one is going to be my favorite. I think it looks very wearable. So I'm going to start with this brown matte shade. She describes these formulas as buttery soft, and that did feel really nice. So here is the shimmer. Look how beautiful that swatch is. There is no patchiness whatsoever. And then we've got another matte. I mean, those are some pigments. And then last is another matte, more of like a plum shade. She said that this eyeshadow palette pairs best with the Cinnamon eyeshadow or Satin Cajole. So that is the Cinnamon Satin Cajole up against the Victoria swatches. Now I think if any of her previous eyeshadows were similar, it would be this one. And this was called Signature. So I will go ahead and swatch Signature up against here so you guys can see the difference. And again, I will start with the matte on the end. So it's a lot lighter. And then you've got a peach shade next to it. These original ones, they're all in one pan. So these shadows kind of, they touch each other and they're easy to mix the shades together. Maybe sometimes not on purpose, like this peach and the brown. When you're swatching it, I got a little bit of the brown in there, and that's because there's nothing dividing these. In the new palettes, they're all in their individual pans, which will make it a little bit easier to apply. So now I'll go in with the brown. And that shade actually looks very, very similar. And last is a taupe shade. Kind of like a, I guess a dark brown. So that was the quad signature. There are definitely some similarities. I do think that the new formula is better. I really, really do. In swatching them, it just felt creamier. I really, really liked it. And I think that these colors are just a little bit more enhanced, a little bit more elevated. But I do think that you could easily combine these two palettes for a beautiful, beautiful look. All right, so now I'm going to go in with olive. I was going to wipe this off, but I think I'm just going to leave it so that you guys can see all four swatched together in one frame. So I really didn't plan. That was bad planning on my part because that Victoria palette's really big. So I'm going to have to tone this one down a little bit, but I'm going to start with that tan shade. That's beautiful. And then next to it is a satin, which is a green shade. And then there's a matte green. And last is like a metallic olive shade. Again, very, very beautiful. The formula of these eyeshadows is really nice. It is buttery soft. It is also creamy. I think that these are going to be beautiful on the eye. Now, she suggested that with the olive eyeshadow palette, it pairs really nicely with the olive satin cajole. So I'm going to swatch the olive satin cajole next to it. So that is olive. So I do not have a eyeshadow palette from her previous line that is similar. I was looking to see if Silk would kind of match, and it doesn't. I think Silk is a lot different than Olive, so I'm not going to swatch Silk. That is Victoria and Olive. Let me know what you guys think so far. How are you liking these swatches? What do you think about the color stories? I really am very impressed with the color stories. So now I'm going to go in with Navy Noir, and I'll start with that blue matte. And then there's a dark blue matte. A very bright blue matte. I don't know how I'm going to wear that shade. It is very, very bright. And then a metallic blue. That is bright. That is probably the eyeshadow palette that I will get the least use out of, but it is probably the eyeshadow palette that I am most excited to wear and see how wearable I can make it. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Liz, and I tend to create very wearable, everyday eyeshadow looks. Looks that you can wear out the door to go to work, and this blue is definitely pushing the boundaries of that wearable look. So we're going to have fun playing with it and seeing what kind of looks I can create. As I mentioned, she suggests using the Navy Noir Satin Cajole. I do not have that. However, I did just pick up the brand new Satin Cajole, and this is in shade Jeans. So we're going to go ahead, open it, and I will swatch Jeans next to this Navy Noir. So that is Jeans. I think Jeans would look really, really nice with those blues. I think that you could easily wear Jeans with those shadows. So if you have Jeans, I say wear it. And I am really, really excited to try this new Satin Cajole. It is the newest one that she came out with. I love the Satin Cajole formulas. They are so good. Now, in her previous eyeshadow collection, I think she may have had a blue one. I did not pick that one up, so I don't have any swatches to compare it with. Now I will move on to the very last one, and this is called Night Flash. Now, like I mentioned, I did wear this the other day. It is so pretty. So pretty. I was able to wear it to work. Before I went out that night, I came home and I added these 2 dark shades really to enhance that eye look. Oh, it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. So I'm going to start with the lightest shade, and this is a satin, and it's kind of like a taupe, a light taupe. And then we've got a black, and then just like a cream, and this is a matte. I really kind of wish that this cream shade right here was more of a satin. And then we've got a metallic black. Now, the suggested satin cajole is Night Flash, which would be very similar to this sparkly metallic black. However, I do not have that one, so I just have the plain black. I will swatch. So that is so beautiful. I do have the previous eyeshadow palette. This is in shade Tuxedo, so I am going to go ahead and swatch Tuxedo up against this new Night Flash. Start with the lightest shade. That is a matte. And we've got a gray. And you can see how that gray, hopefully the camera's catching it, it almost turned a little bit white towards the end, and that's just because of how the shadows are placed in the palette. There's nothing really dividing them. Here's the black matte, which is very black. And then we've got a taupe, or kind of like brown. And that was a bad swatch. We're gonna try that again. So that was the original Tuxedo compared to the new Night Flash. Here are all the swatches. Hopefully I'm able to get all of these in the camera for you. All 4 of the new quads. Let me know what you guys think. Which one is your favorite? Which one are you most excited to see? So I am going to wipe all of this off my arms, and then I'll go ahead and pick one of the quads to use to create a look for today. Now, as for price, I have not talked about the price yet. The price of the refills is $50. The price of the refill and the case was $75. I think for $50, it is a phenomenal price. That is, I mean, that is great. Really, honestly, that is a great price when you compare it up against other luxury brands. $50 is extremely reasonable, and I even think that $75 is too. $75 is a little bit on the higher side, but it's still cheaper than the Tom Ford, and it's still cheaper than a lot of other brands. So I think that the price point of these is right on par with all of the other luxury beauty brands. And I do want to show you the case, because I know there was some talk that maybe the old cases would work. And you can see that the new cases are bigger. So they are thicker. As far as lengthwise, they are the same size, but the new ones are definitely thicker. All right, so I talked about this Victoria quad. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and use today. I do think it is so beautiful. So I'm gonna take a Sonia G Crease L, and I'll go into the light brown matte. Now these are very powdery. You can see just how much pickup I get. So I'll go ahead and take that in the crease. I will try and zoom in here so you guys can see exactly the placement of the product and how it is going down. It is beautiful, absolutely flawless. So far, extremely impressed. I take that same brush and I'm gonna go into the, I don't know, plum kind of shade. And I did get quite a bit on my brush. Just going to take that on the outer corner and blend in to the crease. Now these are part of her permanent collection, so these are not going anywhere. These are not limited edition. You don't need to run out and purchase them right away. I will say though that they are going down so nicely. I am really impressed. And I mean, I did wear these yesterday. I wore the Night Flash palette yesterday and it wore beautifully, but as I'm applying the Victoria palette today, it is just as beautiful. I take a Sonia G detail brush and I'm going to go into the metallic or satin, a little bit of a darker shade, and take that on the outer corner, but really just leave it on the outer corner. This is a smaller, denser, more detailed brush, which is going to give me better product placement. And because this shadow is more of a satin or a metallic, I don't want that in my crease, which is why I'm leaving it just on the outer corner. Now, honestly, if I was wearing this on a daily basis, I would stop here. When I do my everyday looks, I will kind of probably switch up those two shades and wear them interchangeably. I don't think that you need both. Just taking that original fluffy blending brush to just kind of diffuse the crease. But because I do want to play around with all of the shadows in this palette, I am going to go in with that dark brown. Take a Sonia G pencil brush to pick that up, and I'm going to use this under the eye. So I'm going to hold the mirror up here so that I can see what I'm doing. And I know I've mentioned it before, but if you are in the market for a pencil brush, this one right here, this specific one from Sonia G, is really, really good. And it is hands down the best pencil brush I have ever tried. I've tried several from Sonia G, but this one in particular is just really, really good. And I just kind of take a little bit of that shadow and I bring it up, kind of outlining the eye. And this will help blend the bottom shadow into the top shadow. I'll go in with that detail brush to really blend those two together. So here's how the eye looks before eyeliner and mascara. That is beautiful. It really is. It's a little bit more glam than I would probably wear on an everyday basis. But I did want to use all of the different shadows and really play around with their potential. So I am very, very impressed so far. So I am going to go ahead and use the Cinnamon Satin Cajole to line my eyes. I also think you could use Cocoa. I think you could use Black. There are several different ones you could use, but since she does recommend cinnamon, I am going to go ahead and line my eyes with this Cinnamon Satin Cajole, and then I'll be back because I do actually have the new Victoria Beckham mascara, which I have never tried. So we're going to open that up today and also try that mascara. All right, here is the eye look after I added the cinnamon eyeliner. Honestly, I think it looked better without the eyeliner, and I think if I was going to be wearing this on an everyday basis, I would probably use Cocoa or even the Black. I just think cinnamon is a little bit too light, and I don't really think it added anything to the eye look. And I normally am one who thinks that eyeliner enhances the look and makes it look better. I think it looked better without the eyeliner. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if I'm wrong. Maybe you guys are seeing something that I'm not. Now for mascara, I did pick up the Vast Lash Mascara. And I've never opened this or used it, so we're going to use it today. Hopefully it is still good. I honestly have had it for a while now. I hear great things about it though. And I can tell you right off the bat, I love the wand. Curved just a little bit, and it just fits perfectly with my lashes, and I feel like it's lifting them. It just kind of like, it really hugs my lashes, I guess is a better word. All right, here is the finished look with the mascara. I think it is absolutely beautiful. The mascara I am so impressed with. I'm so glad I picked it up. I absolutely love it. It just might be my new favorite mascara. So I am really excited to have that. The last thing I'm going to do is put on some brow gel. So I picked up her brow gel. I've never tried it. And I picked up shade Light Brunette. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that. I think that this color works good for me. I like the brush. I really do. Yeah, so far, really like that. So let me just kind of swatch that for you to show you the color. So that is Light Brunette. But that completes today's look. Let me know down below what you guys thought of this look. What did you think about these shadows? I would love to hear. Now, I did see that these have started popping up at different retailers, so I will link all of the shadows down below at different retailers. In case you are loyal to a certain department store, I will link it down below at the different department stores as well as victoriabeckham.com. But I will also link everything else that I'm wearing down below for your convenience. Most of it is Victoria Beckham. Let me know which palette you want to see next. I will do dedicated videos on each one of these palettes, and if there are any swatch comparisons that you want to see to different brands or different quads. Now, like I said, I just got out the Victoria Beckham ones that I have, but you guys know I have a large eyeshadow collection, and I'm sure that these colors can be found in other palettes. So let me know if there's any swatches or swatch comparisons that you want to see. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.